Hello interwebs, how are you doing? I am doing well. Long time no vlog, and I had a thing happen today and I needed to talk about it. I needed to tell the internet about it, and like most people my age, I am 26, I have a cell phone. I don't have a house phone. My husband and I both use cell phones, and it would have been just about a year ago. About a year ago, my phone broke. I had a Galaxy Note 2, and there was some sort of issue with it where it was draining battery faster than it could charge. I don't know what the problem was. I tried doing everything, could not get it to work, and obviously it wasn't going to function the way it was, so I had to get a new phone, but I wasn't eligible for an upgrade. And when I talked to Verizon, they said, oh, there's this great thing you can do right now called Verizon Edge, and what it allows you to do is buy your phone outright, but you can technically lease it, because after 1 year you get to give it back. So they split up the payments. The phone was like $600. They split up the payments over 24 months. It ended up being like $25, $30 a month. And then the idea was that after a year, you've paid for half of it, but you get to give it back and trade in for a new phone. So it was like a luxury thing. You were essentially paying a lot of money. Like when you get a phone with an upgrade, like when you renew your contract, you're getting a 2-year contract, but you're getting like a $600 phone for like $200. So essentially this was a luxury plan that allowed you to pay more for the phone, but in exchange for paying a little more and then having to give it back, you got a brand new phone after only a year. It allowed people who were tech savvy to get a new phone every year. It was awesome. So my year is about up. I had like one payment left, and then I was going to get a new phone. So I was super excited. I went into the Verizon store to get the Galaxy S6 because I had a Galaxy S5. And Verizon, while I was in the middle of having this plan, changed the plan. So it's now 18 months instead of a year, which means you're only getting your upgrade 6 months sooner. You're paying off 75% of the device, and then you still have to give it back. So they're charging people. It went from being this luxury plan, that allowed you to pay a little more, but then you got this cool feature of getting to get a new phone earlier, but you were still going to pay more for it, and you were going to give it back so Verizon can sell it refurbished for a profit, to like a financing plan, like, oh, well, you can't afford the $200 outright, well, you can pay $20 or $25 a month, but then you have to give us the phone back after a year and a half. It's really, at that point, not a luxury. You're not getting anything really great out of it. A 6 months early upgrade isn't fantastic. It's really just taking advantage of people that can't afford to pay the $200 or $300 that is the cost of the phone when you upgrade your plan. So it's like super upsetting, because we went from this thing where it was like, oh, we're paying a little extra, but we get an early upgrade, it's so great, this is so cool, to like getting completely screwed, because now what Verizon told us, I am not joking, this is literally what they told us. Well, if you want to, because we said, well, in that case, like, we would just want to, we'll give you the phone. It's been a year. That's the minimum amount of time you can lease the phone. You can take the phones back. We're out of our contract. Cancel our contract. They told us that even if they took the phones back, we would still be legally required to pay for the rest of the device. But at that point, we would have paid for the phone outright, and they would have the phone to turn around and sell refurbished. I don't understand at all. So we got on this when it was really new and awesome, and like I said, they're still making out at paying for half of the phone and giving people an upgrade after a year. They're still making out, because that means the S5 is still new enough and cool enough where people still are going to buy it refurbished, but they're also going to be selling a new phone and extending a contract to something that, like I said, is more of like a financing plan for people who can't afford to pay the $200 or whatever it is to get a new phone when they upgrade. It's very upsetting, it's very scummy, it's very shady, and now my husband and I are stuck with Verizon for a minimum of another year until we pay off the phones, which we're now told, even though we will have paid them outright, we have to give them back. So I'm interested in hearing your thoughts on this situation, and if you think this is upsetting, you could tweet Verizon. You could be like, hey, Verizon, that's a screwed up thing to do. Because it is screwed up. I just don't understand how they would turn something that really was, I don't have a better word to use for it. It was a luxury plan. It was pay a little more, give the phone back, but then you get the newest phone when it comes out every year, because that's about how often new phones come out, to, oh, well, you can't afford a new phone, so we'll split up the payments every month, and you'll pay for 75% of it. You still have to give us the phone back, and then you'll continue paying and continue paying and continue paying, and we're just going to make a ton of money, and you're really got... I mean, the benefit of doing Edge was getting the upgrade after a year. You were really paying all of that money and making those sacrifices to get a new phone after a year. And now you 6 months is not a big deal, not compared to a year. I don't know. Maybe I'm overreacting. I can handle that. Let me know in the comment section below. You're welcome to be like, this is a first world problem, Panzer, and you need to calm yourself down. I can handle that. But yeah, we just had crab for dinner. It was really, really good. I really like seafood. Although I realized in the car on the way home that my meal was supposed to come with scallops, and they forgot to give me the scallops, and I am outraged. Not really. I'm gonna go. I hope you have a wonderful day. I love you all. You're my heart. See you soon. Goodbye. Goodbye.